Hey everybody, it's David and welcome to Q&A Monday, where once a week I will do my best to answer your ocarina related questions. And today we have 4 questions, the first being from Pure Sniper Wolf, and she says, I'm looking to buy my first clay 12-hole transverse ocarina. However, my dilemma is that I'm not sure if the alto range is too shrill for me. I find the soprano range quite shrill on my English pendant, and your book says that the tenor and bass ranges are better. What would you say about it? The book she's talking about, of course, being the Ocarina Guide, which I'll put a link in the description. It has a lot of answers to questions that people have asked me over the years, so if you have a question that I can't get to too quickly in a video or answering a comment, you can check out that book. So the question is about ocarina ranges, and yes, it's very common that the soprano C is a little shrill sometimes for people. I have a soprano C right here, and what I'd like to do is give you a couple samples of the different ranges, starting from the alto C, going down to the bass C. So first I'll just play the soprano C so most people can get an idea of what it sounds like. That's the soprano C range. So the alto C is an octave below this one, which I believe this one starts on A6, so this one starts on, C6, this one starts on C5 on the keyboard. So this is what an alto C range sounds like. This is the most popular of all the ranges. Personally, it's my favorite as well, and I think, if anything, the most likely too high of a shrill sound is going to be at the top of the range, which is the high D, E, and F. But it's not very shrill at all, especially on this ocarina. If you find that ocarina is too shrill, after listening to some more video samples and stuff, you can check out the alto G. This is a alto G. It's also known as a sol G. This is an Italian ocarina. It's not a 12-hole, it's a 10-hole actually. It's a fourth lower, excuse me, below the C. So it's the G starting below the lowest C on the alto C. If you would prefer a more mellow, deeper tone, there's the bass C, which is a fifth below that ocarina, the alto G. This is an octave below the alto C. I don't think that the alto C is too shrill. If you prefer lower range, the alto G, which is this one, or the bass C are pretty good choices. I'll put a few links in the description where you can find these ocarinas with these particular ranges that are pretty affordable. And it's always good to listen to as many samples of these ocarinas as you can. Some of these websites have samples of these particular models and ranges, and also you can look on YouTube and see if you can find other. Iwa Kakadum, interesting name, asks, should I clean my ocarina or how should I care for it? Well, yes, you should definitely clean your ocarina from time to time, no matter what kind of ocarina it is, but there are a few things that you want to keep in mind. One, what kind of material is it made out of? If it's made out of a special type of wood, you definitely want to contact the ocarina maker and find out if there are any special care instructions for it. For most clay ocarinas or metal ocarinas, you should be able to take a damp cloth and just wipe down the exterior of it. The only time that you do not want to wipe down a clay ocarina is if it does not have some sort of glaze on it. My Ocarina of Time does have, you can see by its shiny finish, that it has a special type of glazing on it. Most ocarinas do. This is another one from Focalink. And that's a good way to tell. If your ocarina is shiny, there's a good chance that it is finished with the type of glazing. And these are safe to take a damp cloth and just wipe down the exterior of it. Now, you do not want to, under no circumstances, put a clay ocarina in water or like in your dishwasher or something. Most ocarinas, especially if they have this white clay on the inside, I don't know if you can see that or not, are earthenware. And earthenware tends to absorb moisture and water a lot easier than stoneware. Most of the time, you'll only want to wipe down the outside, or if your ocarina sounds like it's not playing the tone like it should, you can get a small strip of newspaper. This is to clean out the windway. Get a strip of newspaper, and you want to roll it up a little bit. So you just start folding it so that it becomes a thin strip that can fit inside the hole that you blow. So you're just going to roll it up, and when you roll it up a couple times, you flatten it out, and it should look something like this, just a small strip of paper that you can fit inside of your one-way of your ocarina. Of course, you got to make sure that it fits in your particular ocarina. I don't know. If it's a smaller ocarina, you'll have to make the strip even smaller, but what you want to do is just kind of wedge it into the one-way, and this is going to clear out anything that you might have inside, like food or saliva, which does tend to happen from time to time. And then if you can squeeze it through correctly, you should be able to pull it out of the sound hole or the window. You'll start to see it right there. Once you start to pull it through, you can just move it back and forth a little bit. So see, I have it coming out of the wind hole a little bit. This will start to clear out the one way, and you can just kind of push it through over and over again, and then just pull it out. And it should clear out any debris that you have on the inside of it. Aside from that, if you have a plastic ocarina or a other type of material, like Mountain Ocarinas uses polycarbonate for their plastic ocarinas, and their Warmstone ocarinas are a type of countertop material. Those are perfectly safe to go inside the dishwasher. It's called corian. But again, find out what type of material your ocarina is. Contact the maker if you're not sure what kind of material it is. But most of the time, if it's plastic or corian, dishwasher safe. If it's clay, you can wipe out the outside of it with a damp cloth, not wet. And finally, if it's wood, find out the special care instructions for it. So hopefully that answers that question. This next question comes from Tokarika1, and they ask, "Hey David, what kind of headphones do you use, and what did you pay for them?" I use these Sony professional studio monitor headphones, and they were about $100. I'm pretty sure you can find them on sale online for something a little bit cheaper, but they're really good because they cancel out any noise when you're listening to them. They have these soft cushioning on the interior. These are just industry standards. Whenever you go into a professional recording studio, you'll most likely find a pair of these Sony headphones. And yeah, I just like them because they cancel noise. They're comfortable, and they just make the music sound good. I really don't know what else to say about them but that. But in most cases, you do not need to get a $100 pair of headphones. If you're not into serious video making or recording any type of music, then you can probably get by with a decent pair of earbuds. Usually, I'll use my my Apple earbuds that came with my my iPod or my iPhone, and those work pretty darn well. So don't spend too much money if you're not going to use them constantly. I use these all the time. So just figure out how much you're going to use them, and if you feel like it's going to be worth it, then you can get a pair of these. I'll put a link in the description with more info. And the final question of the day comes from Skyfall13, and they ask, "Is the Ocarina on the iPhone/iPod a good one?" The Ocarina app on the iPhone is definitely an awesome piece of technology. I have my iPhone right here, and I will show you how to use it really quick. If you have an iPhone or an iPod, this app is definitely worth it. All you do is as you can see, it's a layout of a 4-hole ocarina like this one, and you just put your fingers on top of the holes, and the scales work the same for the most part. I don't know if you can hear that though. And you simply blow into the microphone as you cover and uncover the holes. Yeah. Personally, I think it's an awesome little app, and it has a couple really cool things that you can do that a normal ocarina can't. The biggest things you can do is you can change the mode, which I don't think you can see it, but you can change the mode like Ionian, Dorian, Mixolydian. You can change the root or the tonic to any key that you want, and it has 2 different octaves to choose from. And you can customize it in all sorts of different ways. The colors of the finger holes and the breaths. And another really cool thing that you can do is you can watch people play from around the world. So there's some video samples of that on Another thing you can do is you can watch people play from around the world. And there's some cool samples of that on YouTube. So you can just search for iPhone Ocarina app. Worldview, and you should see some people playing from all the different countries. So it's a whole lot of fun. If you have the iPhone or iPod already, it's only $1, so it's really cool to get. If you have an Ocarina question you'd like me to answer for next week, leave a comment below and I'll probably pick the most frequently asked questions or the most highest rated comments. Please subscribe so you can know when the next video comes out, and don't forget to follow me on Facebook and Twitter. See you guys next week.